when I was a child, I loved our little nativity set. We'd place in the area around the stable the shepherds and the sheep. The Magi were further away because they didn't come until Epiphany. Inside, there were a few animals, and then the main characters. Mary, who was kneeling at the manger, Joseph, who was standing by. And when the time came, and we would draw straws to see who got to be the one to do this, we would take the little statue of the baby Jesus and place him in the manger. Perhaps there are others here who have fond memories of the nativity scene of your youth. But for all my remembering of those little statues and that beautiful little scene, there are two statues of the nativity set that I only met in my adulthood. And those images haunt me even now. I saw them when I was visiting a young man from Nicaragua who had fled here. It was a December night, and I was there because he had just gotten the news that his father back home had been taken out and killed. It was heartbreaking. But it was as I was leaving that night that I saw their nativity scene on the table by the door. And there were two characters I had never seen before. One, referencing the slaughter of innocents at Herod's command, showed a soldier with his sword drawn, dripping blood, and the baby at his feet that he had slaughtered. The other statue that I had never seen showed Mary and Joseph on a donkey. Mary was holding Jesus tightly. Joseph was looking over his shoulder in fear, even as he spurred the donkey on. Obviously, they were in flight for their lives. And as I looked at those statues, I realized that Christmas had something to say to the pain of that young family from Nicaragua. That Christmas has something to say to each of us in our losses. You see, I think we tend to sometimes imagine God as far away, distant, all-powerful, and aloof. But Christmas gives lie to that image. Christmas tells us that in the birth of the child Jesus, God has taken on our greatest vulnerability, our greatest pain, our greatest letting go. As a matter of fact, it was into the mix of all of that Jesus was born 2,000 years ago. And it's into the mix of that Jesus is born now. Many of our Christmas songs capture a little bit of the joy of these holy days. But there is another Christmas song whose haunting melody and haunting lyrics captures what I think is a bit of the vulnerability at the heart of this feast. The song is called I Wonder as I Wander. I picture someone out under the night sky trying to make sense of it all. And the first verse sounds like this. That Christmas song connects our two most revealing images of God: a defenseless baby in a manger and a defenseless man on a cross. God so loved the world that he sent his only Son. God so loved the world that he sent his Son, knowing, however, that this Son could be wounded and that this Son could grow up perhaps to face the cross. Such is the vulnerable goodness at the heart of God. And Christmas means that what we run from, God has embraced. Tonight, I'll bet there's some here, gosh, whose lives are just so good right now, huh? And it's good to savor those moments, right? And I'm so glad that you are here to give God thanks for that. I bet most would find that life is mixed. There's blessings woven into the letting go. There's that which we're so glad about and that which frightens us. And it's good to bring it all because that first nativity was such a mixture of it all. Light and darkness, love and hate, fear and hope. It all belongs. And I'll bet there are some here who come tonight with hearts broken. And if that's you, I suggest that you have a way to glimpse something at the heart of this feast that perhaps some of the rest of us could not see. The incredible, vulnerable goodness of God. This morning, Father Jim and I met with Katrina and J.T. Sheely. Their 19-month-old baby, Rihanna, died yesterday after a fight with cancer. It tore at my heart to sit there and see the pain of mom and dad. And as we sat there, in the silence of my heart, I heard God say, without words, I understand this. I have embraced this. I am here. I am here. I am here. Christmas tells us that God is to be found right there in all the letting goes. For that is where Jesus was born. And that is where he lives even now. And that is the promise of Christmas, that we are never alone. We began Mass with a child. We're given a glimpse of the vulnerability of God. For God took flesh in that which could hurt, be broken, and suffer. And did you notice that when I handed the baby back to mom first, she was standing right there under the shadow of the cross that would turn out to be a part of the Christ child's future. Tonight, we remember the deep connection between the wood of the manger and the wood of the cross. Certainly the great joy of any birth is tinged with the fear of what could come. But that is the vulnerability that God chose at Christmas. And the promise is that in all the letting goes of love, God will be there. 2,000 years ago, what was God thinking? I think God was thinking, I love you that much. I love you so much that I will become who you are and hurt like you hurt, that you might know that I get it and that I am with you always. Always. Always.
Wise men. 'Tis the season of Christmas. Let us all
Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you, old buddy. How are you? Excited. Oh, I know. It's really something, isn't it? Hey, what do you got there? Present. It's a present? Oh, that's cool. For you? For me? Really? Open it. Open it. Well, Big Al, can I ask you a question about it first? What's in it? All you'll need. All I'll need ever. All I'll need ever? This must be some kind of present, dude. Let's take a look. Big Al, it's empty. I know. You know, you're right, Big Al. I already do have everything that I need. Love. I do have love, Big Al. God's. God's? Mine. Oh, thanks. Okay, thanks. Buddy, thank you very, very much. And you're right. I appreciate that present because I do have all I need. Bye. Now, boy, I tell you, I bet there would be a few boys and girls who wouldn't be too excited to open a present like this tonight. I'm just telling you. Yeah. But boys and girls, here's the truth. If you get any presents at all, I think on one way, those are just extra. Because Big Al's right. You already have all that you could ever need.